All right, it is 7 PM on November 14th, 2023. We're gonna open the regular board meeting. Do roll call, please.
Yep, I have trustees Chris Sample, John Talbot,
Here.
Jen Christensen,
Here.
Bill Motisi,
Here.
Nathan Maz,
Here.
Patrick Yarlam,
Here.
President Rick Worm,
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabini is absent, I clerk Sandy Maz am here, and Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here. All right, will you please rise and say the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reset. Did you get it?
All right, on the consent agenda this evening, we have 3 items. We have the October 10th, 2023 regular board meeting minutes. Item 2 is bills payable dated November 14th, 2023 for a total of $491,645.89. And item 3, outside meeting pay for elected officials, total of $600. At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those 3 items for further discussion? If not, I'll entertain the first motion.
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Second. Jen makes a motion to place items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
All right. In second motion,
I move to adopt items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Motion passes at 7:03. Do not need item D. We'll move on to reports of the officers and myself. Water report, fuel report are in the packet. Anybody have any questions on either of them? If not, we'll move on to the utility bill drawing. It'll be $25 off. Here's that, okay. 155 Autumnwood Lane. Just for participating.
Mhm.
I have nothing else this evening, so we'll move on to Sandy.
I have the FOIA report in the packet, if nobody's reached out to me with any questions. And then also in the packet, I have the 2024 meeting schedule. I do need that approved and I cannot make motions.
Hold on. I can discuss it before we move on. Unless
Yes.
Somebody wants to take a motion first.
We do motion second discussion.
Go ahead, John.
Motion for possible approval of 2024 meeting schedule.
You're making the motion to approve the 2024?
Yeah, the possible approval of, I
To
make a
approve.
motion for the possible approval of the 20.
No possible.
No possible, just approval.
I make a motion for the approval of the 2024 meeting schedule.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve the 2024 meeting schedule. Nathan seconds. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, sorry, I want to see if anybody else might do it. If we're gonna cancel these other committee meetings, then we should just cancel them now and schedule 24 meetings and then address everybody's compensation accordingly.
We're still doing 3 meetings a month under the schedule, aren't we?
Right,
Yeah.
sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, well, more often than not, recently, we've been canceling the committee meetings, and if that's the case, I would just prefer to be able to do what I'm gonna do than wait around for a meeting or.
Well, we tend to be busier in the spring than we are in the fall.
So
Yeah,
you're,
this-
I'm just saying.
you're saying take $600 divided by 52 and add that to the weekly, which would not be a pay increase
No.
then? What are you saying?
Just can't, well, we're, as currently as our revenues are. The third quarter of our income is down another 9%, so we're 29% down on the income over the last. Over this year from last year, which is even less than half so far of our highest. So our revenues are down. if we cut another meeting, we save money from.
Are you proposing we just have the regular board meeting, the administrative board meeting
So just saying we
meetings?
have, right, our 2 voting board meetings. and
If we need something else, we could throw a special in.
That's my proposal. And then, if we adjust compensation, I mean, clearly
Well,
everybody.
That's what we discussed last year and we decided to keep the third one to see what would happen and.
what do you mean by adjusting compensation? You mean lose money?
So we would
Well,
lose
you
1
would
week.
definitely lose money.
Yeah.
So will anybody else who attends the meeting.
We just won't have that meeting pay.
So it's 3 weeks instead of the 4 current as we get now.
It would be 2.
It would be two
Two,
instead
instead
of
of
three.
We already dropped the third meeting of the month,
Right.
the
all right.
third level. So we do is drop another meeting, it would save all the meeting pay for the room.
Yeah.
If we wanted to have we needed another meeting sometime in the month, we could schedule it as a special meeting.
Do we?
But don't get me wrong, I'm also saying that we would adjust the compensation for anybody else who gets paid a salary for the lack or the lower amount of work and requirements. So it would also affect.
Keep it the way it is, that's gonna get too.
Nobody gets paid extra.
Yeah, Brenda and Sandy have a salary that is false,
Nobody.
right?
You used to get paid, both Brenda and yourself used to get paid per meeting.
No, we
No,
don't.
not anymore. They don't have with their
Yeah.
salary.
Again, people need to listen.
He's not-
You
he's not
used to
hearing
get
this.
paid that way.
Oh,
We rolled
yeah.
it into your salary.
Yeah.
Now, if we reduce it by half, then there has to be a compensation, just like the board.
I don't.
I disagree with that
See,
strongly
So let's
on
keep it 3
mini
and
fronts
cancel it.
because I still have the same amount of work.
Say that again?
Keep it to 3 and cancel as needed, because I don't wanna have that whole discussion.
Whatever. Okay, fine.
Well, I'm
Well,
just saying.
It's,
All right,
I'm trying to save the village money all the way.
We'll make it easy. Nathan, thoughts?
I don't have a problem downsizing, but I don't think that Sandy or Brenda should be affected or.
Their salary anyway.
Their salary employees, the compensation that they get is undervalued already. So I think that leaving it as is fine.
Does anybody get paid
Jen?
their value?
I don't really care.
I'm not gonna
what
get into
we
detail
do.
on that, but.
We know, Chris, you want to be
I
more?
already told you.
All right, John?
I guess it doesn't matter, but I think the salary is, for me, how I looked at the salary is to do 3 meetings.
Well,
That,
to
so
me,
I,
it's 4.
to me, I based it on Sandy and Brenda have to do the work to get ready. Well,
When you
originally
changed it
4,
over, it was 4, it was
But you're
48.
coming years later. But at the same time, I have to side with Nathan in the sense that Sandy and Brenda do other stuff that we probably didn't figure in part of their salary in the first place.
Okay, so what's your theory on 2 meetings or 3?
Well, to me, if you have 3, you can always cancel 1. It doesn't matter to me.
Patrick?
I agree with Chris.
Bill?
I don't want any committee meetings unless we have to just make a special meeting. Because they only get canceled, a couple days before, so it has an impact on everybody's schedule. Well, of their life and activities, and if they work jobs and stuff like that around the clock, and if you're on call, if you have to do something special, you'd like to make plans, but so if we don't have the committee meetings planned, and we only call emergency meetings, why, that would probably make it a lot simpler. I don't know how much money we're losing per.
What is?
So as the motion and second stand right now, it is to approve it with 3 meetings. If we choose to continue this, make the vote on it, we will find out where it falls with the 3 meetings.
Or somebody could make a motion to amend the
I
motion
have
on
a
the table to
question.
remove the committee
But
and
we-
committee meeting.
Again, we're sitting with 6 of one, half dozen of the other, so.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if we would, let's say we have to have a meeting because we have, projects going on or something and we have to have a meeting to discuss it. What is the timeline that we have? Is it still 48 hours?
We still have that 48 hours to post the meeting.
So
Okay.
the
But that may
possibility of
that
getting,
may mean you only get 48 hours notice too for a meeting.
right, so the get
better
enough
off.
for a quorum is gonna be potentially a lot more difficult when we weren't scheduled on a night than when we knew to leave it open in the first place. So my biggest concern is that we're dropping a whole year's worth of stuff for 4 or 5 meetings potentially, so half of the year of meetings, we're gonna drop the whole thing for. And then potentially try to force the board to reconvene when we already have plans or made schedules because we weren't on an agenda.
Yeah.
It seems kind of
I look
a
at it.
dangerous situation potentially if we have a serious.
You could end up not having a
Need.
quorum.
I like it because you have 3, and then if it gets canceled, you're like, yeah, I don't gotta go.
Right, but I also
You're
understand,
not hurting anything.
Well,
by
this is
saying-
low.
All right, so as we sit right now.
Maybe
it
speeding
is
up a vote isn't the
motion
best
To
discussion.
approve it with 3 meetings a month.
You can vote the way you want.
Really,
Oh,
the committee meetings, we never make any money decisions.
That's correct.
We're just
Correct.
making a roll.
Yeah, so,
We have to meet the other two pay bills. Roll call.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yeah, no, right.
This is for 3.
this is to prove it as presented.
No.
Chris,
No.
Patrick,
No.
Jen,
Yes,
Bill.
get rid of them.
I'm sorry.
yes or no?
Yes or no, Phil? You want to approve it as is or no?
All right, that motion fails. At 7:12. We can do an amended motion to remove the meeting,
I'll just amend the meeting schedule and represent the next one. I think that
Giddy up.
was clear.
next meeting. All right, so that's off the table. Anybody have anything for Brenda?
Yeah, she's got a lot of things on there. So the first one is the treasurer's report. Are there any questions on it? All right, then items B and C listed on there are for the compensation of the village clerk and the treasurer. It is not adjusting our compensation in any means or form necessary by the dollar amount.
It was my choice.
However, these are the items that you have already approved earlier this year, so you cannot adjust the dollar amount, Chris, contrary to how you feel about it. But what this does do is the Paid Leave for All Workers Act does require that we be entitled to 40 hours of paid leave. The village does not currently have that in either mine or Brenda's compensation. So you'll see that the ordinance or the resolutions that we are proposing do have that starting January 1st in compliance with the new law.
So you're saying these are only to add the week vacation?
It's that week of it. We're not calling it vacation because it's not payable
It is
on
compensation.
vacation.
It's the paid law.
It is the Paid Leave for All Workers Act that is required under state law to provide 40 hours of paid leave. It is not dispersible upon leaving of the village. But currently Brenda and I were only entitled to 2 what we call sick days. And so now we need to adjust them to the 5 so that we can be in compliance. You will also see the handbook changes coming down too, because we have to adjust that for both our full and seasonal employees as well.
So I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2355, a resolution setting the compensation for the village clerk.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-55. Nathan seconds. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes,
Bill,
Yes,
John.
Yes.
Motion passes 7:14.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2355, or resolution, sorry, 56, 2356, a resolution setting the compensation for the village treasurer.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-56. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please. Oh, sorry, discussion. Before the roll call. Then roll call.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
yes,
Bill,
yes,
John,
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
Motion passes 7:50.
That's all.
Anything else under the treasurer, Chris?
I don't think so.
Sandy?
No.
She put it on her finance for a meeting.
Yes.
We get there.
All right. Jen? Community development events? CB.
I haven't done much with the sesquicentennial event. Follow up on our Ghosts and Ghouls Halloween giveaway. I think we ended up giving everything but 12 bags away, maybe. And I mean, I think trick or treating, there was less kids due to the weather. At certain times, I mean, I think it went in waves, but at least from where I was. I think the traffic that I had. I don't know, Sandy, did you have steady traffic or was yours pretty dead?
So ours was pretty dead overall, just
Mhm.
trick or treaters generally, not just where we were
Mhm.
located. Nathan was across the street from me, and I'm sure he can also speak that it would just, they came in groups and
Mhm.
then there would be nothing for 20 minutes
Mhm.
and then they came in,
Yeah.
groups, there'd be nothing for 20 minutes. But I feel overall the weather did hinder people
Yeah, 'cause
just
I
trick or
think
treating generally.
When I went over to Ogle Crossings to that location, like those streets were hopping. And then I think when I went back over at like 8:30 to, collect all of the stuff and whatnot, and I mean, they were pretty busy and then it just kind of died off, but I mean, I think it was good overall to do it the way we did it, given the weather. I mean, I had put together 300 bags, so for all but 12 to go. I thought was, I
Yeah.
mean, I thought they were gonna go faster than what they did, but I mean, didn't hear any feedback on it, but
Neither
from
did I.
residents, I don't know if they,
Well, I
the-
guess the only thing I did hear is the whole bag is ours. Yes, the whole bag.
well, I mean, I got a lot of, oh my gosh, it's so nice that you guys
Uh-huh.
do this.
Yes.
Like doing it and stuff like that, but yeah. So that can be taken off our little, now that, and I'm working on the community holiday party for December 2nd. Just FYI, I think stuff should start coming tomorrow. Just so you're aware. But I plan on picking it up at the end of the week. I think everything should be here by the end of the week, so I'll pick that up. It's about all I got going on. And we'll have Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus at the party along with Mr. Steve, who was the balloon animal or whatever you want to call it, balloon maker at the party. I have a couple of organizations that will be doing, I'm not exactly sure what they will be doing, but I know they are going to be there. And if there's any organizations that would like to come and do a game or a craft or activity, they can get a hold of me or contact Sandy here at Village Hub.
Would you like Erica to advertise for that?
I mean, I usually I'll probably people will start calling me probably the Monday after Thanksgiving. That's usually what happens.
Okay.
Or so, or if not by next week, they'll start calling me. Like I said, I've had a few messages from the regulars that do it. But then I usually will get, like the week before, I'll get, we want to do something. Okay, what do you want to do? Let me know. So that's what I got going on right now. And that is all.
All right. Chris, finance?
I don't believe there are any emergency expenditures. Nobody mentioned anything.
There are not.
There you go. All right, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2358, approving and authorizing execution of commercial insurance policy and quote from Illinois County's Risk Management Trust presented by Broadmoor Agency Incorporated.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-58. Nathan seconds. Is there any discussion?
Assume everybody saw it on the package. Brenda said the price didn't change.
I'm glad I don't have to understand that stuff.
It's
Roll call.
price that didn't go up. To tell you the truth.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes,
Motion passes at 7:20.
that'll be it for finance.
Hang on.
All right.
Rick, before we leave finance, Chris, so there, and everyone else, so there's no misunderstanding on what I feel. When I look at Brenda's and Sandy's salary, yes, my brain says they're doing 4 meetings, yes, my brain says they're doing 3. But even if you could factor what that really amounts to in the overall picture of that salary, that amount would be so small, it wouldn't even be worth being petty enough to take it away. Cause, and I think Chris worrying about whatever these meetings total up to, yes, that is a real number. But there are other places where we could save and be more in line with other employers and what other communities do that would save us tenfold what we just saved by cutting out meetings. So I hope you will look into other ways to save money that are in larger amounts than taking away what would be a minuscule amount from Sandy and Brenda, although we did all calculate that in.
When we're done with the meeting, you come over and look at the spreadsheet to see for yourself. You should cut wherever you can, minus small or not. Because
Well, good,
overall,
maybe-
whatever you cut today is less you're gonna have to sacrifice in the future.
Just these salaries, the ramifications from possibly doing that is far greater than the financial gain that of $100 or $200 that we would get.
What are you talking about?
We've already passed that.
Possibly.
Now we're rehashing old stuff. We done? All right, anything further, Chris?
All that.
Bill, ordinances?
Nothing further from the sheriff yet on doing his traffic survey. At all crossing.
Did you get that sign moved?
Nope.
It was
No.
nice, or?
No,
it's still
it doesn't, sir. They don't tell the sheriff, how to do what he's got to do. You understand that, right, Mayor?
Did we pass the information along at least? After the last meeting and the resident asked us to contact and ask for removal, you said you would do so. Did we not do that?
Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what you mean. When I talked with the gentleman, it's up to the sheriff to do what he wants, and we
Right.
just can't move things around.
I-
So we haven't
cannot-
had any
right.
further discussion, if
We
that's what you're
cannot.
talking about.
But our duty was to notify the sheriff and ask him to do so, which was what you said you were gonna do. I'm just curious if you did that.
I don't okay, I understand what you're saying, but I did not do anything because I'm not gonna abridge the
Okay,
sheriff's power on that.
it's not power, it's just politeness. for
It's
the residents.
authority
Well,
and
you-
power.
We weren't asking you to tell the sheriff to move it. We were asking you to have the sheriff consider moving.
If there
what
was
it
a more beneficial place for both our
That's
resident
fine.
and him.
All right. Anything further, Bill?
No,
Can I actually follow up on something Bill and I talked about this morning?
Sure.
So Bill, actually, we had a whole conversation this morning and this afternoon about possible spam emails, because he shared an email with me that I was like, no, this has to be spam. And I realized at the end of our conversation that Bill was correct and I was wrong. This is a legit email. So each of you received back on October 27th, an email from me testing our web email submissions, and I asked each of you to forward them to me. Bill and Jen were the only two who did so. So I said 2 lessons out of this. One, it does look like spam. So please check to make sure you got it. The RE line or the subject line is testing. But when somebody sends you an email from our website, this is what it looks like now. It might have gone to your spams, but October 27th at 7 a.m. I was here sending this email. So
I would like to confirm that on 10/27 at 2 p.m. I did forward it to
great.
you, so.
I
thank
don't
you
see
very
yours
much.
in here.
So
So
it might
yours
be a
may
bug.
be in my spam.
There could be a bug.
Okay, so I've got 3.
You
of
also had a
these,
voice
but-
compo.
But really, that's the bigger conversation that Bill and I had was really, this does look like spam, and just to be cautious what it is you're opening or not opening. And if you do receive something, you know what, Nathan, now that you say that, you're correct. Nathan did call me and ask, did you send me this? So I actually don't think you forwarded it to me because I got did you forward it to me?
2 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Either way, Nathan did call me and ask me about this to verify that it wasn't spam. So I did talk to
Right.
Bill that that's important as well.
Like emails from my employer and I
Yeah.
always get nailed off.
The testing one. The testing ones. Yeah. So anyway, so just check it. But when you get one from the website, this is what it looks like. And it kind of looks like spam. So just be cautious with
When it
it.
comes up as Civic PLU.
It will come from,
EMS, I'm like, no.
it comes from civicplus.com because that's who hosts our website.
I did not get that. I got 2 of them, by the way.
All right. So anyway, the point of this conversation was that this brought forward 2 things. 1, just be cautious what emails you have and just call if you think it looks suspicious. And 2, please make sure you're receiving these, because this is, if somebody tries to email you from our website, this is what it looks like now.
Cause I think
And it does look like spam.
I think most of the people on the board have probably received an email from me
I
that
was just gonna say, if you get an email from Rick that says,
kind of suggestive and it's not from me.
that says that, I am in a meeting and I need you to go do this for me.
Go buy gift cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like gift cards.
Yeah. So,
Got that?
I got one that said, are you
Exactly.
available today? I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the email? And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And it was like, can you go buy $300 on Amazon gift cards? And I'm like,
no, and so the problem is, and I had this conversation with Bill, is the problem is because we are public officials, all of your emails and your phone numbers are online. I cannot stop people from doing them. We just need to be more cautious. But please make sure you've seen what this one looks like. I'll get with you afterwards. But if you haven't seen it, let me know, but become familiar because this is how it looks like coming from the
So
website
if I
now.
send you an email, it's gonna come from Civic Plus, not from.
If you send me an email from the website,
Okay.
so if somebody hits the contact us, drops down to your contact, that's what it looks
Because
like.
when it shows up with your name and it's not.
My email,
Mark at David,
yeah.
I am not. clicking
and
on
that's
that.
why I said it really does look like spam. And Nathan's right, he did call me about it. But like I argued with Phil this morning that it was spam until I realized how long it'd been since I
So
sent
I
the
thought this
email.
company was gonna take care of some of that, cause I get them all the time where they're
So,
asking me to pay.
In the last week or two, you guys probably should have seen an influx of them. We are currently in the process of switching over the email host. And so after our meeting on the 28th, you guys will actually lose your email for 12 hours.
That'd be
um,
great.
So until that happens, they essentially release the floodgates and Fergie's been hammered over there
Are
with
we,
a
are
bunch of
we
them.
losing the old emails too?
No, we're just going to the cloud. So we're switching from, we
I still
host
get emails to
inside
that
now
account,
on
that's why.
individual Microsoft accounts and we're going to one account with all of them. So no.
Except
You,
I said-
on the front end, you won't see any difference except for those 12 hours you have no emails.
Oh.
Oh, and the increase in spam until we
We get a
switch.
notification that it's going down for 12 hours.
No, I will tell you after the meeting is over. It's literally gonna be that evening after the
Take your
evening's
time.
over. I'm calling them by
Take your
7
time.
AM the next morning. It should be up and running.
Stay down longer if you like.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Alright.
anyway, so I just wanted to share that Bill and I did talk about that this morning.
Sparks, Nathan.
Discussion on updated code amendments. I had a meeting with the BNF construction people. We updated a bunch of the code resolutions. Afterwards, Cindy notified me that I forgot to include some amendments that were in there. So he did send over the approval and I forwarded on to Sandy and asked for those amendments to be sent on while she was on vacation. So obviously that has not been caught up on yet, but we will resubmit the amendments to him. The lofty goal was to have everything, if approved by the board, by kind of like a February start date for a lot of this stuff. But I don't think, after talking with Sandy, that lofty goal is probably gonna happen on time. But sometime in the beginning portion of the first quarter of next year, hopefully, that we would be able to get it updated and gone through, because we have to give the state some time to be notified ahead of time for us to adopt everything. Building codes, yeah,
Over here.
21 is what we're gonna jump to. The 20, I think 24 or something else is coming out immediately, but it's not out yet. So to be as compliant as quickly as possible, we're gonna update.
We've been in a long time.
Yeah, it's like a 15 or 18-year jump of code update that we're gonna jump to. Most of it's not too egregious, or out of line or going to hurt our residents. We have amended a few things to slow down the process a little bit for things that aren't necessary, hopefully. And then some of the amendments that we keep in place now, will stay, for approved. So we're more up to date, we will be pretty much ahead of most municipalities around us, and to keep us, so we're still attractive to be a place of new home growth and residency. We've tried to keep it affordable in the meantime to our residents and anyone who's building a new home still, without stopping safety and the things necessary for codes. So hopefully you guys will see an agenda once we get the rest of the amendments done in the near future, and then we can vote on and approve. So that's where we stand. Hopefully it'll be resolved very shortly. Any questions? All right, then that's all I have.
All right, streets, John.
Motion to approve resolution 23-57, a resolution approving intergovernmental agreement for public works mutual aid. And providing for the purchase of road salt, not sale, by and between.
I was just gonna ask if that's what it was supposed to say.
And Meridian Community Unit School District 223.
Good, we got that done.
Second,
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-57. Jen seconds. Is there any discussion on selling salt?
Is that what we're doing? I thought they had somebody else. No.
Will still be their secondary source of
Yeah, so
option. They will continue to get it from their primary source during business hours, but in the process of salting, moving between the municipalities, it is easier and quicker for them to pick up from us.
Thought they.
Once again, what you said.
Yeah. I
They
know
are.
that now, thanks.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Jen,
yes.
Bill,
Yes,
John.
Yeah.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yep.
Patrick.
Yes.
Motion passes at 7:32.
Brett, you have anything tonight?
No.
That's it, Rick.
All right, utilities, Patrick?
All I got is that, last week the PLC upgrade started. It was back online, had a few things to finish up. Did you guys get that done?
It's still being worked on.
Still being worked on. All right.
Yes.
So I got, anything else to add, Brett?
No, no.
All right, so one thing that's not on the agenda before we move too far. We did receive what I would consider to be high praise for our new sign. And that was when the former board member that put the old sign up actually said, great sign, Village.
I thought it looked great.
I think it does
I
too.
feel like it's missing something, but.
A silver thing
something.
Like
Yeah,
a
it wouldn't even
flag.
Light up.
We'll glue one on there from Team U.
No, I think it looks really good.
I thought that was rather the person that actually ran the project to put up the sign that failed. After, I mean, it was there plenty of years
Yeah.
before it failed.
We got our money.
Right, so the new one's much better. What-
Thank you.
Are we still just meeting dates on Facebook?
No, so the Halloween party was on there and, I'm sorry, the Halloween giveaway was on there, the trick or treating hours were on there. We're still working on the speed because like 5 seconds is not long enough, but 7 is too long, but 6, we're still working on it. So Erica's been having fun with all the new features that it has to bring attention to it.
I'm glad we
I-
went with the one with that pixel.
Yeah, I agree with you though, that every time I drive by, I feel like I only see the face.
I do. I see the meeting date and Facebook.
Yeah, but I know that from standing down there for a minute watching it with her, that it's got a few more things rotating through. Did you just say you only? see
I only see
Facebook?
Facebook. Maybe it's the
Yeah.
blue that catches my eye the most or something.
It
I'm not
might
sure, but
be.
it always seems like Facebook is,
I'm watching for cars.
yeah.
Yeah, I like to see, you have to watch for me, so I just.
Yeah, I gotta watch for all the cars looking at the sign.
Cause you drive something like the size of this laptop. Anything further, Pat?
No.
Anything on economic development from anyone?
Anything on our grant?
They sent us another award letter that said we've been awarded the money again.
That's so
With a check in it?
No,
Can't build a building with that.
I'm hopeful that by the time that Matt comes here in 2 weeks, we'll have something.
yeah, I've been hopeful for that since March.
Yeah,
They will be doing some sampling. Some core sampling, archaeological sampling in the next week or so, and then core sampling. I talked with Matt Hanson today. And I did inform, the farmer.
Okay.
Cause he does have I believe he has a cover crop, so, and he was okay with it. He understands the risk of planting, so. So
Got a crop on there now.
I think there's winter wheat on there.
Yeah,
All right, that's risky.
yeah, cause it's,
He knew.
yeah.
But
'cause
We're not
isn't
going
it-
until next year, so.
I was gonna say, isn't
Well,
that-
at this rate, maybe not even till. next
Exactly.
year, I'm just saying it's
So-
kind
I was
of
gonna say,
risky.
but that's in his contract.
Right, but the
anyway,
whole
I think.
purpose too was to get a cover crop, so we didn't have weeds take over as
Yeah, no,
well.
I just have.
Oh, no, I thought it was. We don't have
It's at his own risk at this point.
Oh,
He's aware.
Yep.
They also do the other piece of land, which again is the same at their own risk.
yeah, they do the 10 acres or so we just purchased north of the park.
All right. Anything on unfinished business from anyone?
Just Verizon, the attorney, Verizon asked us for an extended lease and the attorney responded to him. Fine, apparently.
Can somebody share that with me so that I can print it and stick it in the file?
I don't know when you responded.
Yeah,
Just-
he did it.
just Said it.
Oh, okay, well, I thought that perhaps you guys were CC'd on it. No,
She did, but I don't think it's the original.
it was
one
not,
that-
Oh,
none
I
of
didn't-
it.
He didn't, we just
I don't-
talked about it.
Yeah,
It
we
was
talked about it
basically
between
the same.
us.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll reply to that email then asking him for a copy that we can all see.
Yeah. I don't-
Okay.
Yes, know what he said.
I just talked to him about it. I didn't actually see what.
I mean,
it
it's
was.
Dan.
It is.
We've been over it. Say automatically.
Yeah.
All right. Public.
This is your turn. Yeah.
I just asked that you use the microphone if
move
you're
the
good.
mic to
Yep.
them?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have to stand up.
You don't have to? You sure? All right.
Can I talk about our conversation? Hold on, I have to remember, you were the basements, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay, so, after the last meeting, she was unable to attend, and so I talked to her briefly. She was just interested in the status of the basements. And then just so all of you guys were aware, they have transferred hands now. So the basements now have a new owner who is working with me and our village attorney to determine what we can do to release the plans to them so that they can build the homes on them. The building inspector did inspect the basements with the purchaser. And so I'm not going to speak as to what their plans are necessarily, but I do know that they do plan on doing something next year. And they did pay our liens in
Excellent.
full.
Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, those basements, okay.
Just
I
like-
don't know that that is necessarily the scenario, but I don't know that they're not okay either.
I just wondered, because I
Yeah.
thought we discussed that they probably went in.
But
it.
we've been
No, I-
working on it. We haven't just been letting it.
I
sit.
construction guys and up to.
And so, and I think that's really the thing that's most important out of this conversation, Chris, is that I don't work, I'm not a building inspector, and so. The building inspector did go over the condition of the basements with them, and they're a builder, not I, so. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're gonna do something with the lots, with the basements. They will be moving forward in the spring as soon as we can assist them in getting them what they need. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Just let 'em go. Anything
So-
further on, public? Motion adjourned.
Second.
John makes a motion to adjourn. Patrick seconds. All in favor, say aye.
I.
Aye.
The opposed, say nay. We're adjourned at 7:39.